Hi everyone, it's Dawn Fisher, Morning Glory Needleworks. Excuse me, welcome to my 53rd FlossTube video. And as always, thank you to everybody who subscribed, commented, likes my channel. I'm just going to go through my little intro blurb here. So all the links I talk about, which I don't think I'll have any today, other than the Morning Glory Needleworks Etsy shop, Stitch of the Month, Instagram, Morning Glory Needleworks Facebook page, all of that is listed in the description or comment center, comment section, not center, underneath the video or next to it or wherever it shows up on your screen. So, and I also break my videos into chapters. So, if you also go in there, you'll see all the little chapters, and then there's a timestamp next to it, and you click on that and it'll take you directly to the area you want to rewatch, because I know you want to watch the whole thing at least once. And then if you want to come back later and watch part of it, come on back. So it is March 1st, 2024, and you know what that is. Well, if you don't, you're going to know. It's my birthday. Yay. Not that I'm doing anything special, but I'll probably take myself out to dinner or something. So for my life update, things are pretty quiet. I've been working on cleaning out storage units, and I actually found some cool stuff. Some of it I'm going to sell at the, I have 2 cases at an antique mall where I sell things, and some of it's going to be donated. A little bit of it will be kept. Most of it I'm going to get rid of. Some of it's going to be thrown out. So I got a few things I want to show you. I found some old magazines. This was obviously a very old box. These are all old magazines, and this is the Needleworker magazine. Trying to find the year on it. They're all from like the late 90s. This was like before websites and stuff. Oh, this is winter 1997. So if you wanted to advertise, you had to buy these little ads in the back. Many years ago, I used to buy these little ads, and many years ago, and people would write you, and then you would send them a little pamphlet with all your designs, and then hopefully they would order it. So the internet's much easier now, sometimes. And I've got an old cross stitch and country crafts, just a few fun little things. Some of them are like, why did I buy that? I don't understand. Then there's a few really nice. This is a white on white sampler by the Needles Work Dawn Lewis. And I may keep this one. This is a really nice Hardanger book. It's a pattern, but it's got a lot of cool stuff in it. So that's a good reference guide. So anyway, it was just kind of fun to find this. Oh, and I wanted to show, this is a pattern, not that one. I have a pattern. I don't think I pulled it out. Where is it? It's from, oh, here it is. It's from a sampler. And I wanted to, for those of you that are new to stitching and all you have seen are the, oh, that was loud, have seen are the digital, the computerized charts. This is what we used to have to work with. You can see all her diagrams were hand drawn. I had a horrible time because I'm not good at drawing. So she had to hand draw all these diagrams. I'm not going to show you the whole chart, but I'll show you. And it's big. And this, she got it all on one piece of paper because it's a long sampler, but I'll just show you some of it. And I don't know if you can, these are all hand done. I mean, not individually, they're copied, but they were all charted by hand. And I remember the horror of having to erase and try and fix it or copy and paste little things. It's a beautiful sampler, but it's just, that was the way it was back then. Everything was done by hand. I got my first computer program cross-stitch computer program in the 80s. So I've been doing this a long time on computer, but there were no stitch diagram programs and that kind of stuff. So it was always challenging to try and figure out how to diagram the stitches. So some of the other things I found are antiques or collectibles. I found a Good Humor blown glass ornament, which I found out is very rare and selling for well over $50 on eBay. And I also have a little tiny Good Humor truck. It's like a porcelain jewelry box. It's shaped like the little truck. I've never seen one anywhere else. I couldn't find any prices on that because they're not very common, obviously. And so you may be wondering, why do I have all this Good Humor stuff? And I have more. Well, I worked at Good Humor for 15 years. When I started there in 1989, it was Klondike. It was a Klondike plant. We made Klondikes and a few other ice cream sandwiches, that kind of stuff. And then it got bought out by Good Humor, and then it got bought out by, or everything got bought out and became Good Humor Breyers. And then I think at the end it was Unilever Ice Cream North America or some crazy name like that. But I worked in there, you know, I worked in quality control for a few years. And then I went into cost accounting. And so I actually knew all the ice cream formulas. I knew how to calculate how much of everything to put in. I remember being at a meeting one time, and the woman who ran the mix room was telling us how she came up with the ice cream formula for that day, depending on, because we bought buttercream or butter, yeah, cream. We bought cream, and it depended on the butterfat percent of the cream, and then condensed skim milk, and it depended on the solids and how much milk powder and all this. It was pretty complicated. So she was telling us all this, and I in my little head, I was thinking, you can do that in an Excel spreadsheet. So I sat down and designed an Excel spreadsheet, and all they had to do was plug in a few numbers, how many gallons they wanted to make, and it came up with everything. So, and they actually, they used that for many years after I left. Eventually the plant actually closed down, and that because they had built some super plants. But anyway, so that's enough of my past work history. I won't bore you with all the places I've worked. That one was kind of fun. So I don't have any stitching retreats until the end of April. So I'm just going to continue working on my house, cleaning out storage units and getting ready for the next retreat, which is, like I said, about the end of April. So I've got a lot of stuff planned for that. I'm not going to be, it's a class Jeanette Douglas is actually teaching, and I love her, but I'm not taking the class. I'm just going to be vending, and I'll be there like 3 nights. And I've made a new friend online. She's part of the group we're in, and we're going to room together. So that should be fun. And so that'll be a good time, because the selling room is only going to be open for a couple of evenings. So I'll have like the day to be free and just stitch and relax. So I can always use that. Now, as I mentioned in the last FlossTube, I went to the Webster Flea Market on President's Day, which is one of their busiest days of the year. I don't know how many vendors they have, but it's huge. And I found some really cool stuff. Webster's about an hour and a half north of St. Petersburg, Florida, where I live. So I had to get up really early because it's one of those early morning flea markets. It's a real flea market. They open at 7, and many of the vendors start packing up around noon. So you need to be there early. I know one time Jeffrey and I went, it was quite a few years ago, but it was so cold out. There was actually frost on the ground, which if you're from Florida, that's unusual to be out there with frost on the ground. But by the afternoon, we were walking around without our jackets on. So it was pretty nice. It was cool in the morning. I had on like a long sleeve shirt, a hoodie, and a blue jean jacket after that. And by the end, I think I even had taken my hoodie off. So I had you dress in layers and you take it off as you go because it's pretty nippy out there in the morning. So anyway, I went there and I actually, I got there about 8, I got up really early. I don't even remember what time, but so, and even after covering most of the market, I actually was on my way home before 11. So I cruised. I did not sit and look at stuff like I usually do. When Jeffrey and I went, we were there till people were leaving. It was like you're digging through stuff. And the only thing I was looking for, I did find a whole bunch of samplers, but they were way overpriced and I didn't have that much money anyway, but there was some kind of cool ones in there, but oh well. So I did find, like I said, I was just looking for things I can sell at the retreats and for other people. So I was just skimming. I mean, some of the booths I wouldn't even walk up to. I just kind of go by, and if I couldn't see anything that I was looking for, I went on. I didn't even buy myself one thing. So there you go. That tells you how much I was cruising. So I want to show you a few of the fun things I got at the flea market. I didn't find any more salt cellars, the little round glass salt cellars. I found a couple, but they wanted more than I sell them for. I sell them for like $5 a piece, which I've been told is way too low, but I get a good deal on them. So I try and spread the love. So I did find a bunch of the flower frogs, the glass flower frogs that you can put your scissors in. So I found a bunch of those, and I found a few really cool things to put them in. I don't know, I got probably 6 or 8 of these. And then usually, everything makes a lot of noise here. All this glass I have sitting over here makes me nervous. This is what I usually try and find, and used to be able to find these all over the place. I found one. I might have found, I don't remember if there was more, but sometimes they're really expensive. See, and you can put your scissors on the edge there. Ooh, that's loud. And then you can take, if it fits, this flower frog will sit right in the top, and you can put all your scissors or pencils or your tools, whatever you have in there, and then all your scissors around the edge. So I found that one. Try not to drop anything here. And then I also found this one. I don't know if you can really see it, but it's beautiful. It's like iridescent glass. It's not marked in any way, but it's iridescent. Now, it doesn't have the lacy edge to put your scissors in, but this flower frog fits in there perfectly. And it's beautiful. So I'm going to sell that. And then this is kind of cute. I saw somebody, this is a mustache cup. And I saw somebody on Facebook or somewhere that had turned this into a little sewing caddy thing that you could put by where you're stitching. You can throw your orts in there, or put pencils or scissors, more scissors, or whatever laying tools, whatever you need in there. But I just thought that was really cute. So I picked that up. Then I also found this. I've not seen one this huge before. This is a big giant one. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm looking for a bowl or something big enough to put it in. But and you wouldn't even have to. You could cover the back of it with felt or something, and then just put your scissors and pens. But that's if you have a lot of scissors. So I had to get that because I'd never seen one of those before. And a friend of mine, when I was teaching at the retreat, had brought in some flower frogs that were her sister's that she was selling. So I got this beautiful amber glass. And this is nice enough to just set on the counter. I don't have a bowl for it to sit in yet, but I'm looking. I'm always looking. I was hoping it would fit in here, and it kind of does, but it doesn't match. So this is a beautiful carnival glass bowl, and I'm trying to find a flower frog to fit in the top of that also. Set that back in there. She had this beautiful, I love this so much. It's black, and it's hard to see, but it's got like this filigree around it. And the whole thing is glass. Trying to be careful. And here's your flower frog, and here's the glass dish. It's got a little bit of gold on the edge, and then this black, kind of see the design on the edge. But this is, ouch, really, really nice little, it's not marked at all either, but it's black, and those are kind of unusual. Plus, I have another black flower frog. It doesn't have the fancy edges on it or anything. And I found this. I've never seen this before. I've actually had a plate with the same edge, but isn't that beautiful? This would be nice. You put your scissors on it. Of course, they kind of stick out, but, and I do not have a flower frog to fit in the top of this yet either. I'm still looking, but even if you didn't do that, it would be beautiful with some pin cushions or smalls or spools of thread, whatever, tucked in that. So that, and it's a, I don't know if you can see, it's like a pale pink. It's beautiful. So that was the glassware I got. And I found this hoop. It's an old hoop. It is not marked. It doesn't have a twisty on it. Neither one of them are marked, but they were inexpensive and I got them. This one has tape wrapped around it on this side, and it does have, I was thinking it had felt on it. One of them has the felt on the inside. Oops, there, that one has like felt on the inside. I don't know anything about them. Like I said, they're not marked. They were just on a half price table. So I grabbed those. Then I found a woman. I'm telling you, I love flea markets because you don't know what you're going to find. So I found a woman, and she had a whole bunch of these half dolls. A lot of them are already made. This one, she's stuffed with paper here, but she's got the wire base, which you don't see very often. But she would be beautiful. I'm sure most of you have seen the dolls that they stitch. I can't remember the name of the designer, but she actually has special dolls she has made and designs stitched outfits for them to wear. And these, some of them have outfits, some of them have bodies. So I just wanted to, and I bought all of them she had except one that was cracked. So this, and I have more. I have a lot of these that I don't usually put out, that I had when we had the antique store. This one has a big heavy base. I don't know why she has rubber bands around her. She has some kind of a pin in the bottom, I think. Oh, it's too attached. Oh, it's, the pin is attached to this string around her waist. Anyway, but she has a big heavy base that you could put, you know, a dress over. And I found a lot of them. This is a smaller one, and she's so pretty with the little crocheted dress. She also has a satin base under her. Not quite sure what I'm going to sell these for yet. I need to look up prices again. And this little teeny one of the Spanish lady. And it, you know, it'd be easy to remove these clothes, and she's got a body already made, and just make new clothes for them. This one, oh, my box. I have a box sitting there. I don't want it to fall. This poor girl, she's a little wobbly, but she's got a really pretty satin dress with bows and things. She's very like a colonial lady. Thought that was a dirt. Those are paint spots on her face. That's original. Some really old, that looks like bead sack fabric. But anyways, I found her, and the woman, she gave me a really good deal because I bought, like I said, I bought them all. And this little one, I love her with her little fancy dress. She's got a little petticoat underneath. She's so pretty, like a little colonial lady, and she's got her little satin ball under there with all the lace and things on it. And oops, I found a few more. I think I actually have some of these I had some of these already. She looks like a flapper girl. And then this is the, you know, you just need to make the base. What else have I got here? Oh, this pretty one. Another Spanish with the in their hair. I think that's all of them. So anyway, needless to say, I had a great time. I wasn't as exhausted as last time I went. Last time I didn't sleep well and there was some other things going on, but I was really exhausted last time I went, and it was hot. It was really hot. And this time it wasn't. It was really nice out. The weather was good, a little cool in the morning, which I like, which I enjoy. So it was a great time. So anyway, if you're going to any retreats that I'm going to in the near future, I'll be at Cocoa Beach with Jeanette Douglas. I think that's the end of April sometime. I'll have all this and more to sell besides all my regular patterns and things I have. I just wanted to give you a quick update on my 1766 sampler. I haven't been working on it that much. I've been kind of busy with stuff, obviously, but oops. Oh, that's attached. I'm trying to take off my pattern here because I have so I've actually gotten to where I could scroll down a little bit. I've got these alphabets up here done. This one's done in marking 4-sided stitch. This one's in eyelet. There's 2 rows here, and then there's going to be a big crown done in eyelet here. And then at the bottom will be the flower, the pot of flowers, a cartouche with her initials and year, and the 2 little cherubs. And then on this side is a beautiful stag, a resting stag. So I can't wait to get down to that. I'm kind of tired of violets already, but the nice thing is you don't have to, you know, pay that much attention to them, but there's a lot of them there. So let me move this stuff out of the way here so I can get to what I need to do next. So that was just a real quick update on that. Now, here we go. It's time for Stitch of the Month. It's March 1st, so I have a new stitch for you. And I actually just taught this stitch on one of the projects I taught at Melbourne for the Indian River chapter of EGA. And I thought it would be a good stitch for Stitch of the Month. This is quilted stitch, and it's a fun stitch, pretty easy. Fun stitch. I have it diagrammed to do in 1 color, but I actually did it in 2 colors. You can see here on the chart. So if you go to, there's a link in the description comments section. There's a Stitch of the Month Facebook group, and I'm going to upload these as PDFs, and you can download it and save it. And then I've also designed a little sampler here. I have one for each year that I've been working on, and each stitch is in there. So I've got January, February, and this is March. And then I have my sampler. And what I did is I found this scrap of linen I had that was just the right width and really, really, really long. And I just started doing my Stitch of the Month on it. So this is 2022. Here's 2023 here, each stitch. And then here's 2024. So I've been just continuing down. And it only took me about maybe 20 minutes to do. It's only 25 squares wide. This chart is 25 squares wide, which is 50 threads. And I am working this on a piece of 28 count linen. I'm using sulky 12 weight threads. I have it diagrammed, charted with DMC colors. And then I give you sulky colors also. And then down here in the bottom, it has what each stitch was. Now, Tide Smyrna was for January, and the color I use. So that's what this is. And then I tell you to be sure and watch the videos so I can demonstrate the stitch for you. So I'm gonna pull up my PowerPoint and talk about this for a minute, and then I will demonstrate it for you so you can actually see how the stitch is done. So you hold on and let me get set up here. Okay, here we go. So this is a really big to show you the diagram of how to work the stitch. And I have on the handout, the PDF handout that I give you that's available online, I give you all these instructions also. So as always, refer to the actual chart for all the exact placement and count of the stitches. This stitch is a little different. It's 4 threads wide and 6 threads high. So it's actually, you know, it's an oblong stitch. So you're going to come up at step 1, which is in the center bottom. You're going to go up over 6 threads and go down at 2. Then you're going to count 2 threads to the left of 1 and 3 threads up, and you'll come up at 3, go down over 4 threads for number 4. Now, what I did, I have the little X in the center charted or diagrammed to do next. That's 5, 6, 7, 8. But what I did the center X in yellow. I did the big, the diamonds in green, and then I did a little pop of yellow on the top, and I'll show you that in a minute. So now if you want to do all in one color, especially if you're using a variegated over dyed, it will look beautiful all in one color, but I just wanted to give it a little extra pop. So then you'll work the diagonal stitches. So 9, 10, you come up in the same hole as number 4 and go down in the same hole as 2. So those diagonals are 2 threads wide and 3 threads long. So you count over 2 threads, up 3 threads, and just follow the numbering around and then start your next stitch. So if you're going to work it in 2 colors, I would work all the green first. That's what I did. I did all the green stitches first. And then when I was done with that, I went back with the yellow and just did the X's on top. And that's how I'm going to demonstrate it for you. So let me pull that up, and I'll be right back to demonstrate the stitch for you. Okay. It's a little crooked here. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate this stitch. So I've come up at what would be number 1, which is in the bottom center. So I'm going to count up 6 threads. 2, 4, 6. And then I'm going to count 2 threads to the left and 1, 2, 3 threads up. So this was step 1, 2. This is 3, 4, which is over 4 threads. So again, the stitch is 6 threads high and 4 threads wide. Now with the diagram, you would next do the X over the center, but I'm going to do it in another color. So I'm going to do the outside stitches. So I'm going to come up here. Whoops, I can't come up there because that's where I just went down. So I'm going to come up here, and on the diagram, that's step 13, 14. I'm kind of working them out of order. Not that it doesn't make that much difference which order you work them in. So that's 9, 10, because I'm working backwards. Then I'm going to come down here. That's 13, 14, and 15, 16. Now that is 1 stitch without the center X. Now you may have to kind of mess with these threads to get them to lay next to each other. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and work another stitch so you can see how they work together. So I'm going to count 4 threads over from this first step here. So 2, 4. I'm going to go up 6 threads, or you can kind of figure it out because it's even with the top, even with the top of that stitch. So that would be 1, 2, and 3, 4. So now again, instead of doing the cross in the middle, I have really long thread and I'm getting knots here, so don't work with thread this long. Besides that, it is crochet cotton. There, got the knot out. So it's not really used for stitching, it's used for crocheting. So I'm going to work these outside stitches. You kind of work them in any order you want. Basically, you're just working the 4 diagonals. And then for your next stitch, again, you would come up 4 threads over, and that would be your next stitch. Now be sure to do however many there are on the chart across if you're doing the sampler that I gave you. So now we're going to do the little cross in the center. So you're going to come up here. So it's 2 threads up from step 1 and then 1 thread over. It's pretty much just in the center of that little, once you see it, you'll know right where to go. And then it's just going to be a cross stitch over 2 threads. And see, that gives it a little pop in the center. This doesn't pop as much as the green and yellow. And that's all you do. And then you just come and work your way across. And it does look like quilted. It looks like those quilted jackets and things. Let me get this out here so you can see. Oops, get it up here. So this is my quilted stitch here. So you can kind of see how the yellow, oops, trying to focus it a little bit, how the yellow makes it pop in the center. So that's why I added the yellow to it. So I'm going to go back to my regular screen and wrap everything up here. Well, that's it. Nice, short, sweet. Again, for this time, the next video will be on the 15th. I do all my videos on the 1st and the 15th. I know that kind of sounds like a bi-monthly paycheck thing, but that way I can always post my stitch of the month on the 1st and then have my regular video halfway through the month. So as always, thank you to everybody who subscribed, liked, commented, brought friends along. I really appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe to be notified when the next video is posted. Don't forget to share if you're working on the Stitch of the Month sampler. Don't forget to share your pictures or anything else you're working on, any fun stitches you're working on. There's also a Stitch a Day group. If you bought my pattern, A Stitch a Day, which has 365 different stitches and different versions, variations of stitches on it. So you can do a little stitch every day. So let's see. And if there's some stitches you want to learn, let me know. And I will see if I have them in my collection. If not, I can look them up, find them, see if I can figure out how to do them if I haven't already. Let me know any antique sewing items you would like to learn about. I still have a lot of them. I've shown quite a few of mine already, so I may be finding some more as I'm going through my storage thing here. So as always, all the links are posted in below, and that's it. I will see you on the 15th of March. Happy birthday to me.